lady Sinn coming to you from Bern, Indiana. Today I want to take just a little bit of time to talk about paper conservation and saving paper and cutting down on our waste. So I did this with the idea of actually presenting it to my office. So I use a little bit of our terminology, but I did try to cut it out as much as I could. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. So without further ado, here is my last speech of this class. Thanks. Imagine a world without houses. It's hard to do, right? Well, how many animals and birds are feeling this every day as they watch the trees that include their homes being cut down? Every day, trees are being cut down around the world and turned into paper to be used by people like us. However, there are ways that we can not only lengthen the life of our paper, but all it is a few easy steps to lengthen the life of our paper. So today I'm going to be discussing a few different ways that our office can implement these different steps, and we can pitch in and help out not only the logging industry, but also our natural habitat. To begin, last week it was bitterly cold on Wednesday and Thursday. So on Tuesday I went out and I hauled 2 boxes of paper across the parking lot. How many days a week do we hear that green cart creaking through our office, bringing in yet another load of printer paper? We usually bring in 2 boxes at a time, so that's almost 6 boxes a week. Walking across the parking lot in the cold can be a chore, it can be something we dread, but we have to do it quite often. With just those 2 boxes, we're bringing in 1.2 trees. That means that every time we walk across, we're bringing 1.2 trees, so 3 times a week, that is 3.6 trees that we're bringing in. So imagine our dream that we have as a company to go paperless. Paperless schedules, job tickets out of Monarch, both of these things are steps that we can take in 2019 to better our paper waste. It is ways that we can cut down on what we're doing. So, as some of you who are good at math may have figured out, that each box of paper is approximately 60% of a tree, as reported by Conservatory. So, the cool thing about Conservatory is that they also provided me with a calculation that showed me how many trees I'm saving by using recycled content. So, most of you know that we use 10% and 30% recycled content here at EP. So, I did the calculation with both of those just to show us what it looks like. So with a start, we will start with an empty slate, and we are going to put up 24 trees. 24 trees is a ton of paper. And so we want to multiply that by 30%. 30% can then be translated into 0.3 to make things easier. And 24 times 0.3 is 7.2 trees. So we are saving 7.2 trees if we use 30% recycled. However, if we switch it and only use 10% recycled, then we take the 24 trees times 10%, which translates to the 0.1, which then equals 3 trees. So 20% less recycled content, we are only saving 3 trees, which is 4.2 trees less than 30% recycled content. I found this interesting because if you think of how many trees we go through, it seems like a lot of trees. But then if you think of how big a tree is and you take 60% of that and cram it in a little box, there's a lot of paper that is going to waste. Waste is not only in the form of paper, however. So we're getting 40% of a wasted tree, approximately. And then there's the bottles, cups, food scraps, cardboard boxes, flat sheets, palletizers, etc., as reported by Bell in 2017. 20 to 30% of our total waste is food scraps. There's a few different things that we can waste, and these are the things that I discussed above. But on a daily basis, we are wasting 2 pounds of mixed paper. We are also wasting 4.4 pounds of all waste combined. In a year, the average person wastes 129 water bottles and 10,000 sheets of paper. It's actually easy to recycle, just most people don't want to take that extra step. However, what if I told you you don't have to take an extra step other than the first time? For example, I have my recycling bin almost outside of my office. It's so far away from me. Whereas my trash can I keep right by my desk because I use my trash can all the time. But most papers, unless they're confidential, they can go in the recycling bin. I just don't because I have to get up, I have to push my chair back from my desk, I have to walk across my office, I have to throw it away, go back down, sit back down, get situated again, have to get my leg up, get my earbuds back in. It's a pain. One time, one step. Move my recycling bin beside my trash can. I now have 2 trash cans. It was a pain at first. It was a little annoyance. It was in the way. But I adjusted them. I figured it out. Now, all I have to do is look at the paper, decide if it's confidential or not, and throw it in the blue bin or the brown bin. We can also print on both sides of the paper. This is an easy switch in all of our computers. IT has to do it because they need their login, but I encourage all of you to print on both sides of the papers. It cuts your paper usage in half. One easy step. Change the setting on your computer. Also, we can reuse coffee cups. Now, a lot of us bring coffee cups from home. I have my Yeti. I bring it in every day. But some of us also use the styrofoam cups. I admit I do it in a pinch, but my Yeti is so nice because I can keep reusing it. I'm not throwing away that styrofoam or that paper cup, and it's an easy one-time step. Also, we can get rid of outdated technology. Now, this is something that's on a much broader scale. It's something that IT is going to have to do. We can't just go around throwing out our computers or getting rid of our phones. But outdated technology actually sucks internet, it sucks the electricity, and it causes all of our bills to be much higher. This is just a form of waste. It's not necessarily paper waste, but I found it interesting because it's something that our office should discuss. So, just to conclude, it's not hard to cut down on our paper use if we're really trying. This can help us save our trees and habitats for both us and the animals in our world. So just imagine the easy steps you could take to not only save our paper industry and save our jobs, but to also cut down on our usage on a daily basis. That 4.4 pounds, trim it down to 4, trim it down to 3.5. On a daily basis, take another step. The steps that I've just talked about today with you all will need to be attempted by all of us on our team as we move forward. If just one of us tries it, it cuts down on waste overall, but it takes all of us to make a large effort. So, next time you're dreading that long walk across the parking lot to get paper from behind prepress, I encourage you to just think of the steps. You would have to walk across the parking lot half as often if you change your printer to print on both sides of the paper.